We tried really hard for Lou for a long time, and so we were so thrilled to find out that we were pregnant again and had a easy breezy pregnancy. I did delivery, was actually in better shape. So Lou was great. I literally think she came out smiling, like was just an amazing, happy little girl right from the start. So it was around 6 months old that her daycare teacher noticed that she wasn't doing some of the same things as the other little kids her age in the infant room. It wasn't like a scare, it was just like, oh, maybe she's developing slower. Like I never thought that either one of us were like really worried necessarily at that time. But that's when we were first introduced to Brighton.
They wanted her to be evaluated. Of course, we didn't know that there was anything going on other than just a normal childhood.
When I was told that Brighton offered services to come and work with your child at the school or at your home, it was like, hello, absolutely, let's try this, let's see. So we were very positive. We wanted to absolutely do anything that we thought could help.
We were with Brighton before the episodes actually started. The doctor at the time called them episodes.
I remember holding her and looking down and her eyes kind of going, I call it wonky, like going towards her nose, not being able to focus. And a really good neighbor friend of ours is a doctor. So I remember Doug immediately calling Jason on the phone and saying, come over. And he was there in like 20 seconds flat.
Right. I mean, you're scared to death.
Yeah.
You have no idea. It looks like she's having a seizure or something. You don't know what to do. You don't necessarily prepare for that.
And I remember kind of waving my hand in front of her face and like nothing was there. So that scared me a lot, obviously. But then as soon as our neighbor kind of came over and assured us, I think he said to push on her sternum and just to kind of push hard. And if she yelped in pain, she was still present. She was still with us, and she did that. Like she came out of it pretty quickly. And I remember crying because she did come back. She was there. She was back with us. And it was just...
It's scary.
It was scary. At 2 was when some of her doctors thought that it would be a good idea to introduce a walker and to do little leg braces for her just to help give her more support. And it was Miss Maria from Brighton that I'll never forget. She would go with Louisa back and forth down our hallway at home, and she would get down on her hands and knees and just like, you can do it, Louisa, you can do it, Louisa. And eventually she did it. She did it for the first time for Miss Maria.
With her therapist and the help of the Brighton team, she was able to get more independence. With her walker and the Brighton team just continued to work and continued to ask us to work with her at home. We used to joke that she was like a skateboard punk with her walker because she could do like 360s and pick it up and turn it around, and it was fun for her, and she was able to chase the older kids that were always at our house or hanging out with. She was more independent.
Yeah. I found a day school literally like right across the neighborhood from where we are, and I brought Miss Maria with me to meet with the director there, and I described Louisa to the team. Maria helped describe Louisa, like what her needs were. She wasn't walking, she was semi-verbal, she could transition in the classroom well enough to go from a table to another like working center. I just had such this warm really, really good vibe. I remember I called Doug right away and was like, this is gonna work. This is gonna be a beautiful transition for her and for us.
We were excited because it was a new phase. It was the next step in Louisa's life, and then it crashed.
It was maybe 3 days in. I would take her into school and drop her off. And again, very vividly, I remember pushing her stroller. And I just remember, it's weird, but I remember this director would not make eye contact with me after like the 3rd day in. And I just thought that was so unusual. Why is this lady that I met with several times and like 3 months ago made me feel like everything's gonna be great? Why is she not looking at me? And then I think within 24 hours, I got a phone call and she said, Louisa's too much. She's too much. She's too much. And it took my breath away, I have to admit. And I don't think I could even speak. I just like kind of politely got up and left.
That was definitely the first time where we felt treated differently. And it just feels horrible.
I remember I emailed Katrina and I told her what
Yeah.
happened to me, and I said, I don't know what to do. And I think you wrote back right away and said, I cannot believe that happened to you. I'm so sorry. We will find a spot for Lou.
So once we knew we were at a safe place and a great place for Louisa at Brighton Center, you feel great. You feel like, okay, we're back with people we know, we're back at a place that's gonna treat us well, that's not gonna do anything even remotely close to discriminating against her. And then what's our next step? Because Louisa is taken care of. She's gonna be good from whatever time she's there till whenever she comes back to her family.
Beautiful. It felt like this is where she was meant to be. And so for me, it was kind of a God wink. You know what?
Yeah.
That other school, your loss, Brighton's gain, our gain, because it's been a beautiful relationship. Just dropping Louisa off there every day for the 3 years after that. Like, I just knew that she was gonna be in a safe spot and never get judged or looked at differently or never thought of as a burden, ever, ever, ever. If anything, a beautiful gift.
We knew coming up that we were gonna have to exit Brighton Center at some point. And it was very, very nerve-wracking because we are so comfortable and so happy with everything that they've done for us that I didn't even know I had anxiety until then, I guess. And so we had to prepare and literally, like, it's just hand-holding for us from the advocates at Brighton Center to help us get ready for kindergarten, to help us with the transitions, to help us
To know, yeah, I remember
as parents
yeah.
be comfortable knowing that they've done everything in their power to get Louisa ready for kindergarten and then help us to get the school ready.
You know, she's just getting started. So I think just, you know, we just continue to work with her and we know her future's bright, and we've got the support from all of our friends and family and the people that just love her and know her, and she truly is like the happiest kid you'll ever meet. She loves to give hugs and Huggles. She calls them Huggles. Yeah, when we're having a bad day, like out of the blue, she'll just say Huggles, and you forget that you're having a bad day because she is just this happy, full of light. She wakes up smiling. Not many people do that. The beautiful thing about Charlie, our oldest, I don't think she even sees her sister being any different. Like, it's beautiful. Like, people ask me that a lot. Like, do they get along well? Do they interact? Is Charlie able to communicate with Louisa? I'm like, yeah, we call it the Lou language. Like, Charlie understands it. They understand that the best together. Because a lot of times Louisa will ask for something and I don't know. I'm like, Charlie, what is she asking for? She's like, Mama, don't you know? They play together. Just because Louisa does have a disability, I don't think her sister sees it that way. She's just like my sister.
What would our life be like without the Brighton family?
I can't imagine it. I can't imagine it so.
I wouldn't even want to imagine it.
Nope. Brighton will always be part of our family, forever and ever. The world does not exist for us without Brighton.